How y'all doing? Welcome to the Matia Show, Saturday, July 4th. Oh my God. We're here. And it's PK Series Part 2. And I'm so happy. My special guests are here. Some of my family, y'all don't even understand how happy I am. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in on Facebook, thank you. If you're tuning in on YouTube, we thank you. And if you're going to watch this on the replay, we thank you for spending some time with us on this July 4th. I want to bring in my guest today, PK Series Part 2, interviewing Robert Manaway Jr. and Geneva D. Hardy. Hi, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, I am so excited to have y'all here. I know that it is July 4th, and you guys have taken the... Okay, happy Black History Month. Yes.
Exactly. Juneteenth Part 2.
Yes, we are celebrating in a different way, but the right way this year. And so thank y'all for taking time to be here. I'm going to try not to ramble on because I'm nervous. All of a sudden, nervousness just says, "Spow." So, but you guys, I got my cousin Robbie here. I'm going to try not to call you Robbie. I'm going to try to call you
It's all
Robert
good.
Manaway
Please, you can call me. Please
I
call
can
me
call you
Robbie. You're
Robbie.
fine.
Okay, Robbie.
Yes,
and
you
I got
can.
my sister Geneva, she put Geneva down there. Hey,
y'all. Hey.
Oh my God. So let's jump into this real quick. I always ask everyone how they're doing in the quarantine. How are you? Let's go ladies first. Do you mind, Robbie? We're going to go ladies first. Geneva, how you
Please.
Oh, that's so sweet.
doing? Come on, sis.
I'm doing in the quarantine?
Yes.
I'm fine. Isolation, was a little bit, overwhelming. I had to take off work for 90 days because of me being high risk, working at the airport. Yes, I work at the airport, y'all.
Yes.
A lot of things come in and out, so I didn't want to really catch anything. I have to be cautious of, my sicknesses and so forth. So,
absolutely.
Isolation is a negative, but at the same time is a positive because then you get some perceptions of yourself. You spend time with yourself. You spend time with getting to know yourself. You spend time with the Lord. And yeah. So I'm back at work, and now I want to be back in isolation. So,
girl,
so I'm good.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. You're fine now. Okay. Praise God for that. Robbie, what's going on with you?
I am doing well. I have been fortunate to not been laid off, and I've been considered an essential employee, an essential worker. Working for University of Washington, doing IT stuff. So right as what hit the fan, it was like all hands on deck and trying to go set up tents here and mobile sites here
Wow. Bless you.
and just being fortunate to not have missed any work. I even got promoted in the midst of the pandemic. So
what you say?
yeah,
Congratulations.
I sure did. So yeah, it's been good. Right before the promotion, I was able to work from home, doing the whole social distancing thing, and like that first week, it was awkward because when you have to spend time by yourself and you're sitting there and you're having to reevaluate. If only I had time to do such and such, I would do such and such.
Yeah.
And then when I had the time, it was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Ouch.
If I had time away from work, I would spend more time reading and praying. And as soon as I got that time, I'm like, oh Jesus, I don't like what's being revealed.
Right. Oh my goodness. Right. Wow.
But when I was able to, when I started my new role and I had to go back to work, I still feel like I'm adjusting after that month period of being at home. And now it's like, oh, now I got to be at work. Now I have to, get up, go ride the bus. But it's been a blessing. I can't complain.
Both of you are kind of in the same situation. Being at home and then going back to work. Wow. Ooh, God bless y'all. God bless you.
Yeah.
That reflection time. I don't want to get into it because I think that everyone is doing the same thing. But I have been having so many ouch moments with the Holy Spirit. Like, you need to get yourself together, Mattia. You're about to be 35. You can't do stuff that you were doing when you were 10. Get it together. So, I mean, I get it. I want to be better, but the process of being better,
Mhm.
them 21 days to getting rid of a habit and forming something new. Woo! I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So I hope y'all ain't still singing Tomorrow by the Winans like me, but
I'll say, how many times have you said tomorrow? I'll start that tomorrow. 'Cause I've been saying I'm gonna start eating right next Monday, and that's been every Monday this year. After I leave my mama's house on Sunday, I'm like, all right, I'll start
Oh,
tomorrow.
much prayer.
ooh, see,
Much prayer.
see, sometimes you gotta be like, ooh, maybe I can't go today.
Mm-mm.
I know it's hard. I had to avoid my grandma's house like that just to drop 50 pounds. But I know it's hard with mom because them biscuits, that
Yeah.
peach cobbler, that
Yes.
chicken. Praise
And
the Lord.
especially when she hit me when she's saying she got oxtail. Like that's a
Oh
completely different game.
no.
Listen, let me
Oxtail.
tell Miss Jessica, Mama Jessica, I'm
Oh
still waiting for some
no.
food, ma'am. Ma'am, have one of your children deliver, please. Thank
Uh,
you.
who's gonna deliver? Robbie's gonna delegate. He's the oldest. Let's get
Somebody.
into this. Let's get into this. Who are you all? Just in case people don't know who you are. Who are you? Where do you come from? What family do you belong to? What church? How many siblings do you have? That's 5 questions.
Okay, so you got to help me remember all 5 questions.
Yeah, yeah. So just who
Okay.
are you, sis? Who are you?
I am Geneva Hardy. I've learned that I'm my own identity outside my father. My father is David Emmanuel Hardy Sr. He was pastor of Antioch Missionary Baptist Church in Seattle, Washington. I am the oldest of four. I have two brothers and one sister. I became a PK at 7 years old.
Wow.
And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I actually, when my dad retired from pastoring because of his health, I retired too. So, um, and let me reiterate what I'm saying because a lot of people are probably like, "What?" Uh, when my dad stopped serving, I actually stopped serving along with him. Okay, the memory of him and the experience and so forth is still in me.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
Even if I step into the house of the Lord, I wouldn't know what to do, you know. Uh,
Wow.
um, and what's the next question, Mattia?
Um, I think that you answered all of them
Oh, I
right
did.
there.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Your
cool.
siblings, you've got 4 siblings. You are the
No,
oldest.
I
You
have.
started
I'm the four.
five. So
There's
there's
four of
5 of you.
us. There's
4 of you.
four.
4.
So I'm the
Okay,
oldest
4.
out of all three or four people. Four.
I apologize. There's 4 of you. Like
Yeah,
us, we have 4. There's 4 of us
yeah.
too. But the church, you became a PK at age 7.
7.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you answered all of it. In Antioch.
Antioch.
Is it Antioch Missionary Baptist Church?
It doesn't matter. Antioch Baptist Church, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, Antioch
1445 Main Street. I
1445
love that
South Main
building.
Street.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. And Pastor David E. Hardy Sr.
Yes,
Oh, we
that's my
just miss him.
daddy.
I mean, whew,
The
you
jumping
scratched that
preacher.
head. Yes, yes. We still have tapes of him. Thank you for sharing that, Geneva. Robbie, you want to go ahead and share who you are?
Sure, I am Robert Manaway Jr., son of the most honorable Dr. Robert Manaway Sr., and overseer Jessica P. Manaway. And I
Yes,
say doctor because my father legit has 3 earned doctorates. Nothing
yes.
Come on,
honorable. He went
legit
to school,
doctorates. Come
Come
on.
he
on.
did the time.
Come
He's a
on.
legit doctor,
Oh, yes.
legitimate. Senior pastor of the Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church located on 2801 South Jackson Street, Seattle, Washington 98144,
Come on. Come on.
in the heart of the Central District, or what's left of it. I've been a PK since birth, before I was even born. My father was
Wow.
pastor in a little church in Ellisville, Mississippi, Pleasant Ridge Baptist Church. Um,
Man.
before, yeah, he was pastoring in before he and mom met. Um,
Wow. Are you
and
serious?
I forget the name of the city where the little town where they met at.
Whoa.
Wow.
But I won't get into that. That's neither here nor there. But go Dad has been going on Pastor and Tabernacle this year will be 37 years. Um, and Father's Day marked exactly 37 years since his first visit to Seattle.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
I'm the oldest of five. There are four boys, and my sister Bria is the baby girl.
Yes.
Um, last time I counted, shoot, I think I have 12 nieces and nephews and three great
Ooh.
nieces, so it's like 14 or 15 now, including my son. So it's a whole
The tribe of
12 tribe.
Manaway.
Yeah, it's a whole
Yes.
tribe.
Try. I just want to clap it up for both of you. Both of you come from premier families in this city, in this state, and so I just want to commend you all just for your tenure.
Premier, that
Just for
sounds
your
so.
tenure. Because first of all, PKs around the world get criticized, but uh and Seattle's too small. It's still too small.
Yes.
And I want to get into this. Thank you all for sharing that about who you are. It's being the oldest. Robbie, you said you were born into this. I started being a PK when I was 10, and that transition was horrid in school.
Mm.
Geneva, I just want you to talk about that because Robbie was born into this, and I want to get your perspective out of it after this. Geneva, what was that transition when your dad became a pastor? Because a lot of my friends told me you changed, and then we wanted to respect you more. We stopped inviting you to stuff, and I noticed it because I was like, wait a minute, I'm losing friends. What's up? I was crazy,
Mm.
and I started losing friends. So, what was that transition for you?
Um, how can I say this? Like that was like what 80 something, the 80s. So me growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. And then when I got into like middle school, high school, I went through the same thing you did. Like a lot of people didn't want to hang around me because my dad was a pastor.
Yeah,
And like I never understood it. And now I'm gotten older, like I'd be like, well, why was I tripping about that? I mean, it wasn't about me. Uh, my dad was cool though, you know. Everybody like knew like Pastor Hardy, oh you're Pastor Hardy, you're
yeah,
Pastor Hardy, you know, whatever. I
I
respect
know.
that man, respect that man. But I don't think I even thought about a transition or nothing. You know, when you're a child, you just be like, okay, like what's going on? Oh, I just see a whole lot of people. Now when you're ready to talk about the experience of being a PK, then we can
Well,
go.
let's get into that. Let's get into that in just a minute. I want to know what Robbie's was like, just right there, just being born into your father already being a pastor. Ooh, I didn't even know that.
I really can't. I mean, just that's like pretty much just all I knew growing up was dad was a preacher,
Yeah,
and we went to church on Sunday. So I really didn't know what it was like to do anything else for the longest time
right,
because
right.
Exactly,
that's what I
exactly.
was used to hanging around. And me and Austin, me and my brother Cheek, we have this running joke to this day because we were just like so we just so to this day just these church babies. There was this clip that somebody put out like on Facebook, and it was like when the guest preacher arrives and he like comes in and he like kneels and prays or whatnot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
me and Cheek to this day would be like, we'll judge a guest preacher. Like if he don't come in and kneel and pray, like nope, he can't preach because
Exactly.
Oh, I thought we were the only ones that did
no,
Oh, he ain't saved at all.
he ain't
that.
come in and he ain't kneel. Like nope, he
Yeah.
can't preach. And so because we like grew up like grew up around dad, grew up around Pastor Hardy and
Yeah,
Bishop Hicks and Westbrook and Bishop Brown and
yeah,
like all of those older preachers, like that's all we did. That's all I knew. So like even in school, People like, oh, your dad's a pastor. It was like, yeah, like I didn't know anything
Yeah.
else. And that's just what it was for me.
Okay, let's get into the experience then.
Yeah.
Let's get into the experience. Do you want to go? Let's go positive. What were some of the positive things from being a pastor's kid in the community? Was it just that people you kind of feel like a celebrity? You can't go anywhere without anyone knowing you. You got to be on your best behavior. Did you feel that pressure?
A little bit. A little bit. Positive steps.
Okay, Geneva, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to go. I don't want to. She said like it's a trial. Woo! Go ahead, sis. Wherever you
No, no,
want
no,
to
no.
go.
The actual upbringing on how to I mean, we know how to pray. I know that because we were
Yes,
always
Lord.
praying. They taught us how to pray. We did a lot of Bible studies and prayer meetings in the home. Our walk with God. Um, we were taught family because we was always together. It was always, family together. We're doing church, 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 church. Um, Real talk, we would know how to raise an offering. We know how to
Y'all got
usher.
some
We
people
know how to
watching.
prepare a whole meal and serve the meal. We're prepared to open up the doors of the church, close the doors of the church. Okay, we know how to deacon. We know
Every
how to run the
position.
mic system. We know how to do the musical stuff. Okay, we know how to be a choir.
Mhm.
Um, we know how to do all the programs. We know how to do the MCing, all that church stuff. We know how to do all that.
Type
So
them up. Go get appointed.
yeah,
Lord have mercy.
that I mean, what else was there, Robbie? What else? Because I don't, I ain't been a PK in a long time. I ain't been doing all that a long time. So, so
Okay, so we've held every position, and because of that, I was the janitor. Have you guys ever been the janitor?
oh
I know
yeah, we
y'all
was
been
the
the janitor.
janitor too.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Absolutely,
I told
absolutely.
my dad, I said, I gotta get paid for this. I'm sorry, I need $25 a week. I need $25 a week.
As yeah,
And I
as
would
Joe
be
would
tripping on
say,
Sunday
like
morning.
we've
I'd be
done
like,
everything.
y'all see that? Y'all see that tissue?
Yeah,
Come on now. I used to be tripping when I was a janitor.
I've done everything from plumbing to preaching, as Joe would say, like
Come on.
everything. And I remember, I remember going to a school of ushering one time.
Oh, me too.
Oh
We used to
man, I
actually have the
remember
services
doing
in the
that.
church. Yep. Them
Oh,
was
you
the
know all the
Um,
loves, child.
signals. Ah,
I still remember all of it.
yeah.
I still remember
Yes,
it
come
all.
on, Robbie.
I could usher right now if I needed
Right.
to. If
Right.
I
He
need to
did not
fill
just do
in,
all the symbols, though. I'm
I sure
sorry.
did.
Hmm.
I was good for doing that. Like, take me out this door. I don't want to be here no more.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
That's good. Okay, so let's talk about that just a little bit because I remember when I first got my first job, I used my experience in church and being with my dad. It's like, this is something I can do because I've done this. Do you feel that your tenure or your all those positions that you held in the church have shaped who you are in your job as well in your career? Did they help? Y'all real
I
quiet.
would say it's helped me because I've involuntarily, I like to say involuntarily, had to be in leadership
Yeah.
or take on some type of like let's get this done type of like let's just go ahead and move. Let's just I don't want to do it either, but let's get with it. And there have been those times like where nobody else was there, so me and Cheek started service, or
Ooh.
Most
the
definitely.
choir director was late, so and church is ready to move on. Like, all right, I don't know what we gonna sing. Like,
Ooh.
I'll direct, and I'm like, let's go, let's just
Oh
get
my
with it. So
God.
having to just like step in and do what needs to be done, or maybe not all the ministers are there today, so now you got to work the altar,
Ooh.
or
Ooh. See, people
so
don't
just
know.
like
People don't
if
know.
anything, it has helped me to just like if there's not nobody else and nothing, like let's just get to it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Geneva, do you want to say something on that?
I mean, it teach you to work well with others too. It did teach us a lot about, and he probably, Robbie would probably agree, leadership, humility as well.
Yeah.
Um, we did the same thing. We would start services. My brothers would do deacon. When we all got when me. So I forgot to tell you. So it's me, David Jr., Tyrone, and Ada. Y'all know, okay?
Yes.
So we were the choir with mom too. And then mom, she sat down because she gave up on us. No, she didn't. I'm just playing.
Mhm.
She was like,
Mom
"Oh,
was
they can
that way.
sing. They can handle it
Can
too."
I just give
So
you a plug real quick? If y'all don't know the Hardy singers, she's named a few people, but their voices are so big and powerful, and they sound
oh, thank
amazing. I
you.
wish y'all would get back together. By the way, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm
Jesus.
mad at y'all
Oh.
about that, and we'll talk about that later.
She sure is. You ain't gonna hold that offense against us,
I'll
please
be
and
like, can
thank
y'all
you.
just get together? Come on for me. Y'all be like, we don't do that no more. But go ahead.
Thank you for that compliment. I'll let them know if they're not listening right now. But yeah, Tyrone was the director. He used to get on hard on us, and we didn't get our notes and stuff. But what I learned, I guess, was to work well with others, and then to kind of like step back because we did do everything. So you want to be part of a group.
Yeah.
Um, that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, but people accuse churches of nepotism, but what they don't understand is that the pastors can trust their children in a way because they see them all during the week. They don't understand that we have to consecrate. We're not perfect, but we have to live holy. We can't just get up and lead the service without having a prayer life, without having a relationship with God. And I think that people hold us to a way higher standard than they
Way higher.
should,
They do. They
because the
do.
deacons kids get away with a lot, and I'm worried about that. But no, I'm kidding. But they hold us up to a really high standard. And Robbie, I want you to hit on this though, because anytime I go to your church, I'm ready to faint when I get close to the stage. I'm from a smaller church. Geneva, you're from a more of a medium-sized church. You guys have this mega church. Your
Hold
tabernacle
on.
is a
Hold
mega
on.
Oh.
church.
Hold on. Antioch wasn't medium,
But
honey.
Antioch is a mega church too. But Mattia, I grew up in a small. That's not true because I was a member of Tabernacle, and then my dad started a church when we were 10. But Robbie, can you talk about that? Because you're not just talking about a storefront, and I'm not. Please understand me, you all. I'm not talking about a church. I'm just saying Robbie's at a mega church, and it's not just like, oh, the choir director's not here. No, you got hundreds of people out there expecting Sunday service. Okay, not just two,
Mhm.
three people. So, Robbie, what is that like? How do you prepare on Sunday mornings? Do you always have to be ready, or are you just calm and collected?
Abs- I mean, I try to make sure that I have, because anything could happen.
Yeah.
Uh, Anything could happen, so I try to be just expect the unexpected, be prepared to do whatever. I mean, there's been times like dad has called me on a Friday night, 10:30 on a Friday, when I've had my whole weekend. Like I'm thinking I'm about to enjoy UFC fight night, and dad will call me on Friday, like, son, I forgot to get somebody on Sunday. Can you help me out?
Oh, I used to hate that. I'm sorry.
Or I'm sitting there,
Those are the worst.
the game, football game, they about to kick off, and dad is walking into a game that I'm watching on TV, and he walking into it,
Be
and he
prepared.
calls me. I can hear the crowd in the background, like, son, can you do this for me? I was like,
Oh,
okay. And so he's
oh,
even
I
he's even
remember
hit
them
me at
days.
1 o'clock, like 1 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning one time
oh
to
no, Robbie, I'm
do
sorry.
so. So it's just like one of those things, like as long as like I just try to stay in a state of preparedness. Like if
See
you would have
that?
called me right now to fill in like to just to have a thought, just to have something on the forefront that you've been pondering or thinking about, and that kind of goes back to my mom as well, because
Wow.
mom told me like a long time ago, like as long as you're prayerful and you're in a state of fasting, like you can
Yes.
be prepared for anything. So I mean, even if I start to feel like, oh, like I may feel nervous if like I'm not prepared for something, I'm like, all right, I haven't been doing as much consecrating and whatnot.
Amen.
Been watching. I watched 12 hours of TV this week rather than my usual 8 or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
that
Something's off.
that
Yeah.
extra time. So it's just yeah, like
Good.
I know what I want or what I would expect if I'm going to church. So
Yeah.
I try to give what I would expect as far as like yeah, I just wouldn't want somebody getting up looking and sounding all prepared. So I would
Right.
not do that to anybody else because I could be doing something else with my time like everybody else.
That's
You know,
powerful.
so
You see how you're empathetic about the person in the audience? Could they be empathetic towards us? You see how he just said that he has to stay on his feet and be prepared, have a fasting life, a prayer life. I know that there are some PKs that do other things, but we want to change the narrative today. PKs have to stay ready just like the pastor does, and we have to live a certain lifestyle. Not that we want you to put us up here, but just let us be like you. We're humans just like you. We're parishioners just like you. We pay our tithes just like you. We got to listen to the word just like you. So, can you give us a break today? Can you let us be just like you? Do you fast and pray every week? Are you ready to speak and give a word to somebody? Are you ready to touch the sick and they recover? These are things that we have to be ready for. So be kind to us. Let's talk about community. What was it like sharing your parents with the community? Whoever would like to go first. Was that a challenge for you? I don't like to say this word, but I want to use it just in case there's some other PKs that feel like this. Did you feel neglected sometimes sharing your parents?
Um, yes,
Me too. I did
because
too.
there were times we wanted to go to Disneyland, and there were times when we went to go on vacation, but Daddy had to serve the church. Um, what was the other question about the
Can I
community?
just say something about vacation? We had it because I'm still a little hurt. We hadn't been on vacation since my freshman year of high school. I was 14, and I was like, Dad, I'm about to be 20 something. When are we going on vacation? We never got a break. So I get that. The next part was just sharing your parents with the community. How was that?
I think I think as a PK, you just got used to it. Like it was just like normal life. Um, because not only do our fathers and our mothers who are pastors serve the congregation, by ministering to it every Wednesday, Sunday, whatever it was, but they also served outside of it.
Right.
Personally, I'll say this: we had, some members who were dealing with life issues. We had like drug addicted people. My dad would go out and serve and go get them out the house while they trying to buy drugs and stuff. Um, I mean,
I would
that's
love
the
to have
experience
Joseph on here. Yes,
we
ma'am.
went through. So I mean, it was just like a normal life for us. Like
So it
it is what
became
it
normal
is.
for you. It became a
Mm-hmm.
normalcy.
We we had vacations, like we would go places and stuff, but a lot of times it was so you guys are like way younger than me, huh? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't know,
You
Geneva.
guys are babies. Okay. um like we had vacations and stuff, but at the same time we like really wanted to do more and so forth like that, but daddy had to serve then too. It is what it is. Our parents was just as sometimes weren't unable to take us, because of finances and so forth like that.
Yeah.
I think we grew. You get comfortable with that. You grew out of that, and so yeah.
Okay, so it became normal for you. I'm gonna be honest right now. Joe is
Yes, it
saying it
was a
was a
challenge,
challenge.
sir. Joseph
Yeah,
Manaway.
Robbie. Before you go, I just want to piggyback on Geneva. Geneva, I'm gonna be honest too. One thing I regret doing was complaining. I complained all the time, every service. Why are we at 3 o'clock? What 6 o'clock? Oh my God! Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm,
I'm out of high school. I'm going to college. What?
mm,
I'm trying
Just
to do this.
imagine
I'm trying to
being
do.
in, just imagine being 7, 8, 9, yeah, around that time you had to do homework. Then
Girl,
you
homework. What is
hey,
homework?
then you had to
Church
prepare
work.
yourself to go to church. Then you had to come home and wash dishes. So it
Oh,
was yeah, you had to do all your chores and then you had to go to church and it was just church, 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 church. Now we can talk about that. You ready?
almost, because I want to give
Okay.
Robbie just a little bit of space right here. Go ahead.
Truth be told, for me, to a certain aspect, to a certain regard, it's still a challenge for me, and I'm 38. Um,
Wow.
I'm 38, and we've been here 37 years. To me, it's still a challenge.
Wow.
Um, but it's like one of those things that you get used to, and I've learned to let it go, to let
Wow.
some of that go, so
That's powerful.
I don't hold me bondage per se. Um, and Joe's even talked about this a couple of times, and when he's been asked about it, like to hear people call my parents, mom and dad or mom and pops, and it's like you don't get to call them that because you ain't sacrificed or put in the work for all of
Come
that.
on. Come on. Come on. I agree. I agree.
So is it
Boundaries.
easier? What is it
So it's
easier
like you come
now than
in.
it was before? What is it
Wh-
easier
Say,
now than it was before?
yeah, I mean now, like I said, I'm older, so
Yeah.
I'm not as resentful or whatever now. It's just like I get it. Like my parents are phenomenal people,
Yeah.
and people who you would never think would, well, people who you think my parents would never attach themselves to or bring in or love, and then
Right.
just to see then how those people go and get others, and so then you just, as I've seen how they're able to be these conduits to bring people out and to help them, is like how I'm able to just to get over it and let it go now per se, because just we could and not be so, if I could just say, not to just be so me, and to be glutton for all my parents' love and attention, but they have the
Wow.
space, they have the room for other people.
Wow. Ooh, what you all are saying is so powerful. I hope that people are hearing this because we haven't even hit anything yet. We're being so nice on the narrative that we're trying to change today. When you share your parents with anybody, there has to be healthy boundaries. And in the PKs and in church families, we don't have any boundaries. People can call any time of the day, any time of the night. People can get the rent paid and never come to the church again. People
Mm,
can use the pastor's car and put a dent in it, and the pastor just any little thing. People just do whatever they want, and they tattletale on the kids. I've had people call me, call my dad. I'm walking in the house. I saw Mint doing this, and I'm like,
Oh, you went through
that's
that
just
too?
happening. I haven't even had time to process, Dad, where I was. Like, or little stuff like I like them. We'll get into this in a minute because I don't want to get on social media yet. Let me go back old school. I saw her walking. I honked my horn and she didn't wave. So then it went out to the whole family. I said, Dad, I didn't even know who that was honking. Dad said, okay, when you see somebody honking, don't matter if you didn't see them, just wave. The whole family, the grandkids, everybody does it to this day. If we're walking down the street, we're somewhere, we don't know these people, we never met them. If they wave, we wave. It came in a memo from my dad. Do you guys have little stuff like that from the community that your parents had to come back to you and just send out this memo? This is what y'all got to do. Make sure that you do this. Make sure you accept their friend request on Facebook. Don't block them. I mean, I've had every little thing happen to me with the community, and my church is not as big as y'all. So come on, what's going
Oh
on,
wow. I didn't know it went down like that.
baby?
I mean, they used to I think we all used to be excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna tell your dad you was doing this. Your PKs are so bad. And we'd be like, oh, when you were younger, when I was younger, I used to be like, oh my God, they're going to tell my dad, they're going to tell, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. Then I think when I got in
Mm.
my teenagers, I got smart with people. So I was just like, well, go ahead and tell. I don't care. And my mom and dad, they never really said nothing to us because they knew, like, we're humans.
Come on, Joe. It's a lot of pressure on kids.
A
Come on
lot.
now.
Like
Come on.
we were supposed to, PKs were supposed to be this royal, like royalty. Like you're not supposed to do this. You can't do this. You're supposed to do this. Oh, you did it. And it's just like we make mistakes just like y'all.
Yes.
Like,
yes. And our developmental years have been speaking to strangers and smiling at like, let's be real. These are strangers. You have little kids coming into a church and you're saying, it doesn't matter who they are, just smile. And what? You told me not to speak to strangers. So you're just leaving this open. I mean, our parents protect us, but I'm talking about as far as manners go. You have to speak to everybody. And my niece, she did something that I wanted to do when I was little. I just laughed. Somebody came up to her and wanted a hug. She said, I was like, I could have never done that, but we had to understand. She don't know that lady. We've never met her. I don't know her. So we expect too much from the first family. Am I being too hard on people? Am I not being honest?
No, you being honest.
We don't have any boundaries. Is it okay for us to start setting boundaries when we start going back into the church?
Absolutely.
Healthy boundaries, just healthy boundaries, people. Don't get scared. Just healthy. Like, don't get too close. We'll start with that. What other things can we start doing? That, Robbie, me and Geneva are retired. I'm retired too. My dad is no longer here. What can we do to help the PKs going forward with healthy boundaries?
Man,
I know it's tough.
I'm not sure about all PKs. I'm not sure about all PKs, but shoot, I kind of feel like you put me on blast on this one.
I didn't mean to.
No, you can tell them, like, respect this family, respect our space. Everybody can't come into their space.
Yeah,
That part.
yeah, I would definitely. I guess you could say that. Especially now with all this with everything that's going on and social distancing and all of that. Like that's definitely gonna have to be something that has to be. I think something that should be addressed or something that should be done now, and just not showing up at the house uninvited or
Right.
Hallelujah.
call first. It's okay to call or get in
Hallelujah.
contact with somebody first before you just
Mm-hmm.
and just understand that like the pastor and their family, like their family, they have specific family time and whatnot as well.
Can
Exactly.
they have specific family time? Lord have mercy. That's what
Family time. That means that immediate
Yeah.
family, and not the ones
Yeah.
who like, oh yeah, that's my play brother. No, family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we are so accessible to everyone. You can touch us in any place, social media and in public. So I think that that's something reasonable to ask. Just call before you come over. That's common courtesy. We can do that, people, can't we? We can call the pastor's house before we and call it a reasonable time. Let me say this for me, because this is something that gets on my nerve. Don't call nobody before 9 a.m. Anybody, if it's not an emergency. 9 a.m. That's a lot of time to allow somebody to be awake. Let them have their morning, okay? 9 a.m.
What happened to our sister?
I'm sorry, somebody's calling me. I'm so sorry. Are we still here?
See, boundaries. The
Somebody tried
Matia
to
show
call
has been
me.
on since 12 something, huh?
Yes, and we about to get out of here, but I just want to say one more thing. We lost Robbie. Somebody called me. So don't call nobody before 9 a.m. and don't call nobody after 9 p.m. Remember the T-Mobile hours? Leave folk alone. If it ain't an emergency, let them have their family time. Let them write that book that they're writing on. Let them watch that Netflix movie. Let them let them live.
Right.
Look, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That should be reasonable. Okay, Robbie's back. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, Robbie. Somebody called me.
Okay. I thought it was me. My bad.
No, so we got about 20 minutes left. Koopy saying amen. I love this. Thank y'all for tuning in today for this special interview, PK Series Part 2. We've got Robert Manaway Jr. and Geneva Hardy. Robbie is from Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, and Geneva is from Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor Manaway, Pastor Hardy. Just in case you're just tuning in, and we are talking about the challenges that PKs go through, changing the narrative today. So let's go into one more thing and I'm going to let y'all go. This is tough to pick which one we want to do. The call. Is the call of being a pastor just for the pastor and the first lady, or is it for the whole first family? Wait, before you
Woo!
answer, Joe is saying family time was always shared with like 45 other people. Lord have
Joseph,
mercy. God
whoa. Okay,
bless
Joseph
y'all.
Manaway, listen. If he don't
Woo.
stop, he's triggering me. He needs to stop triggers. All these
Oh no.
triggers.
I'm
Child.
sorry.
The call is specifically for the pastor, so the male or female, okay? I think the children are just a part of the walk because I'll speak for me. Like I used to live vicariously through my father and his salvation,
Mm.
and it's not like that. Over the time as I got older, I have to remember that my dad is called to preach. He's called for his own. He's chosen his own path as far as receiving the Lord. So
Mhm.
I have to do the same thing now that I'm older. A lot of PKs live that life of
Yeah.
my dad is saved, so I guess I'm saved because he's saved. Or you know what I'm
That's
saying?
dangerous. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
you have to live your life for yourself. Now, I think what our purpose was to probably get some understanding
Mhm.
of how to walk into like leadership and also how to live the saved life. Because we've seen a lot of things, we've heard a lot of things,
My God.
Mm.
okay, and I mean we've heard a lot of things,
Mm.
and we experienced a lot of things.
Woo.
Um, that's I guess that's part of training. Um, we didn't really, like I said, for me. Um, I don't think whoever wants to be a PK.
Wants to be.
Mhm.
Wants to be.
I'll
Look,
trade spots with you right now if you
I'll
look.
want
trade
I don't
to.
even
spot.
want to
I'll
marry no
listen.
preacher. Lord have mercy. I've always said
Now,
that, but you never
yeah.
know.
So that I mean, that's what that's. I don't think. I think the call was specifically for the person, my father, and then we're just like there to learn to serve and to learn other, dynamics within the spectrum or whatever.
Yes,
Excuse me.
ma'am. Okay, so Tramila's saying this is good, y'all. Help us understand, fam. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to help you understand. Robbie, do you want to hit on the call a little bit?
I'm. I don't have. Without being too deep, I mean, I don't. This moment, I don't have any Bible to back it up, but I do believe that, as far as like the call of pastor, I do believe that that is an individual thing.
Yes, sir.
Um, but also the family, in some regard, is a reflection of, that um, is a reflection of,
A tree is known by the
uh,
fruit it bears. That's what they. That's what
yes,
they throw at us. Yes, sir.
yes. So I believe the family is a reflection of the work and the walk that pastor, whoever displays, like my dad. So even if all of us aren't quote unquote in ministry, we all respect who Pops is. And that goes for my cousins on both sides of the family. Like there's never been we've never like questioned or challenged that because just the way more than anything, just the way Pops is carried and always presented himself.
Yeah.
Right.
So so respecting the call on his life, respecting what he does, I think more so anything. And even now I'm grown, I've had my own place, my own whatever. Like there's still a lot of stuff or certain stuff that I won't do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Yes, sir.
won't come around. I won't come around if I'm been dealing with something or I'm doing this. I won't play certain music,
Yes, sir.
around him still. And I'm grown and it's my car and I'm paying the XM Sirius XM bill. Like it's mine, but I respect the call on his life, and even with mom,
Yeah.
that I won't do certain stuff still.
Robbie, I could cry right now thinking of, because this week I've been thinking about a sermon that your mom preached called "What If Mary Would Have Had an Abortion?" And I'm not gonna try to cry with y'all, but I've really been thinking about what if Mary would have had an abortion. Just the title. I wasn't there when she preached it, but just the
Hmm.
title. Woo! It just does something for me. So thank you guys for both sharing that. I agree with you,
I have that message. I may upload it later. I have that, so
Robbie.
or I could drop it
I
in
would pay for a
Dropbox.
copy,
I got
please.
that.
Please, I would pay for a copy. Really? Oh,
Yeah.
please, please, please. I would
I think
really.
I have it on MP3, so I could even drop it for you when we get off the call.
Yes, please, 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 please. We have a question really quick. Let me see what this says, because I know that we want to go until 1. Is that okay, you guys? I
Sure.
have one more question because you guys are. Whew, this is so good. Tramila says, "I see pastors have a hard time taking family time without it running in the church ministry. Can it be separate? Is that something that we can answer, or should we let the pastors answer?"
No, I think it's possible. You have to be I think you have to be deliberate and again set those boundaries because
Say that.
I that I think if you don't take the time to do so, that can create
Problems.
definitely create a means of resentment
Yeah.
Uh,
that you always have time for the church, but you don't have time for us. Like we can't go to a baseball game, we can't go see the Mariners because
yeah.
such and such is calling because they don't like their keys out the car, lock their keys in the car, or their car broke down. Rather than calling AAA, they gonna call you, type of
Ooh,
thing.
everything. Yes.
Um, so I do think that is possible, but you have to be deliberate, and I think you have to have people to be able to step in and to fill that gap and to fill that void so you can do so.
Yeah.
I'm grateful now in this time in the season at Tabernacle that Pops is able to when he needs to do so. Like we've been having some stuff going on with like my grandmother, so have the
Yeah.
leadership and the people in place. Like he needs to go see his mom. Like don't worry
Praise
about it.
God
Go
for
ahead.
that.
We
Yeah.
got
Praise
this.
God.
The
Praise
church
God.
ain't gonna burn down. Let me know what you need me to do. Like if I need to do the next couple Sundays, just I got you. Just let me know,
Praise
type of thing.
God.
So, but I do think you have to be intentional about your family time,
Yeah.
and even if you are having that family time, like even if we went on vacation with dad, that did not negate us not having some form of devotion. Like we'd be right there in the hotel room reading a proverb for the day
But
and
see,
having
that's y'all's
prayer.
time. That's you. That's you're allotted that. That if whatever
Yeah.
y'all want to do, that's y'all's time. Auntie Gogo is saying, sorry, Auntie Gogo. Gloria Oliver Parham is saying self
Auntie
care.
Gogo.
Auntie Gogo, okay. Self care and family time is very important for the pastor as well. Respect their privacy and boundaries, please. Do you think it's more important? Not that it's more important at a certain age, but is it more important to have this time in like the high school, middle school ages that the children really need these boundaries?
I think you need that period.
Yeah, because the developmental
I
ages are important
I
too.
I think I think I think that should be and now compared to I guess you could say back to compared in the old days where everything was just like church, 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 church per
Woo.
se, and everything, all the
Woo.
responsibilities pretty much just fell on the pastor, and that was it. He was responsible for preaching, responsible for evangelism, responsible for, in some regard, playing.
Okay, because he used to back it.
So
And God said, what did he do? Then he sing the I surrender. Come to
yeah,
Jesus. Then he do the altar call. Then he, get his towel, get his briefcase. And
but
it's
yeah, but
over.
but period. I think you have to be intentional and deliver for your own mental health now.
Oh
You got to
God.
take some time.
You guys, this is so heavy. There's so much. Joe is saying, I'm grateful for that too, Rob. Do you see that, Robbie? But it
What
did
do you
take
say?
37 years to get to that point. Oh, laughing out loud.
Yeah,
But at least you
yeah.
guys were there. You guys were there. That's good. It is so important. Family time. We spoke about empathy, and I just want to hit on this just a little bit more because Geneva said that she's heard a lot of things. We've all heard a lot of things. A lot of times we have to be biased. I remember my dad used to tell me, I don't care what you hear in this family, what you heard on the speakerphone, you don't repeat it. And so we do that, and we're kind to your families, but you'll hear stuff about us and you will spread it at the barber shop, you'll spread it at the nail shop, the hair shop.
Hmm.
Can we do something different today? We are so kind to you all. We are so empathetic. Can you hold our business? Can you wait till you make sure that the gossip is real? Can you make sure? Can you call us directly? You have our number. I remember I heard something about one of my good friends. I was out of town and somebody else out of town called me. I said, wait. You're calling me about Seattle? I called my friend. I said, is this true? She said, yes. The rumor stopped there. Can we do that? Can we start doing that for the first family? Because whether you know it or not, we do that for you. What do you guys think about that?
Girl.
We do
Sister
that
Hardy, you can go
for y'all.
first.
We do that for y'all. We do it.
Um.
Oh, look what Joe's saying real quick. That's the point I'm making, man. Pops has those boundaries now, but we really needed them in
Now.
our formidable years, middle school, high school. Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
sir. Yes,
Right. We
sir.
didn't have those back in the day. Like boundaries,
Yes,
self
yes,
care,
right.
none of that, all that mental breaks and
Girl.
stuff. That
You better
wasn't.
go pray about it. You better go pray and get
Yeah.
Oh, you
over it.
got an
It was
attitude?
just like, come
You
on, we
better
got to
go
get through this.
pray.
We got to get through this. It's just that wasn't. I'm glad we are aware now. I wish back then we had that, but it wasn't then. Go back to what you were asking
Yeah, because
about.
we're running out of time, and I got one more thing I want to hit on. But
Go
we're
ahead.
really empathetic for other people with their business, but they're not that way with ours.
I think for me now is because I'm in a certain place where I just rather just like mind my own business,
Yes, sir.
even if I do know everybody else is like it's
Yeah.
just it's not in my place to go spreading all that around. Like even if I
No.
do have both sides of the story, I'd rather just protect my peace and not.
Oh, wait, we gotta write that, Robbie. Wait, protect
Yeah.
our peace. Lord have can y'all do that too?
Well,
Protect
back in the day, I didn't
your
protect peace. We used to
peace.
protect our father. So
Yes, that too.
Geneva. Oh God.
because they weren't really particularly talking about the children, they were talking about our parents. And
Yeah.
Yes.
so those are our parents, and so we seen our parents literally go through a whole lot of stuff with people backlashing, setting up traps, doing
Ooh.
whatever. And so you're attacking our parents. And see, back then for me, we really couldn't do and say a whole lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
the older we got, that's when we became more
Yes.
vocal
Yeah.
about stuff, and so
Yes.
yeah, that taught. And I'm gonna keep it 100 because we PKs are humans. We were
Yes.
ready to lay hands on anybody that tried to
Suddenly.
come out our moms and our fathers. So yeah, now we're at an age now where we're like, you know what, it is what it is. God bless you, and move on.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Mm.
you do have to protect your peace. Otherwise, we all be in jail.
Yeah.
All
Whoa.
PKs. We'll have a PK GoFundMe.
You know what? I want to just clap it up for you all because I know it's not easy. I know it hasn't been easy. And I just want to commend you. The reason why I wanted both of you to come on this show is because I believe that you are some of the most brilliant minds of this century. When I got a chance to hear Robbie speak at our church, I was so impressed. I'm like, oh, I love the way he thinks. And Geneva, you know, you're my sister. We always talk. And I love the way you think. So thank you all for coming on. There's one more question. This is really the last one because we being churchy with all these closings.
And I'm getting ready to close.
I'm getting ready to close. Wait, let's see what Koopy's saying.
But
Listen,
straight
Geneva,
up, no,
go
let me
fund
say this,
me.
Mattia. Hold up. Let me say this is funny because Robbie, remember we preached together at True Vine? This is
Yes.
Are
hilarious.
you serious?
Yes.
We did.
We sure
That was like
did.
years ago.
Oh, I
This
think
is
I saw that
awesome.
flyer.
I miss
Wait,
seeing y'all in church. I know I don't get to see y'all all the time. I miss all y'all. To be honest with you, y'all my babies.
I
Okay.
know. And y'all used to cut up. When you talk about sitting next to people in church that you really shouldn't because you know you ain't going to pay attention. But I love y'all and I'm not talking about, but I can't sit by none of y'all. I remember we
Me?
was at Dana's church. I mean, Pastor McClendon. We was at Pastor McClendon's church for his anniversary. And your brother David was sitting like right here. My brother, I think Robbie was somewhere. We were all in the wrong place. I was like, why do they have us together? Somebody
Hmm.
should be, because we was cutting up. Let me read these comments real quick. Koopy, listen, Geneva, go fund me. Y'all hear that? I want y'all to go to people's Cash App and start giving to the PK fund. No, I'm kidding. We ain't gonna do nothing.
It's
See
too
how
late, honey. You should have did that back in the
we
80s,
wouldn't
honey.
bust a grape in a
Right.
grape fight. We really wouldn't. Joe is saying straight up, Geneva, you're telling the truth. To you, he's just the preacher, but that's my
My
dad.
dad.
Come on, y'all. And Deanna, right. Oh, thank you, Reverend Sherry Nelson. Great show. Thank you so much. So this is the last thing I wanted to, really the last thing. I want to talk about goals. And I hope you guys don't mind going here because this is a freestyle question. We got 3 minutes. Goals. Being a PK, do you ever feel like you didn't really get a chance to go after the vision that God had for you? Was there any goals that you had that you feel were suppressed, or held back or waited on, or anything that you didn't achieve because you probably felt like you had to work on somebody else's vision? Was there any goals that you had that were suppressed? I'll go first. Yeah. I had goals that I wanted to do and they were suppressed. Y'all know what it is. It's music. I felt like I couldn't get my music out, and I'll stop because I want to hear from y'all.
I didn't know how to set goals. That I wasn't really. I don't think I was really mindful of setting goals back in the day. I don't think I ever wanted to do. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to be a PK.
That's all you knew. I just don't want to be a PK.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying. But at the same time, I don't despise the teaching and the experience because I can teach some of these PKs now because they didn't go through what we went through.
That's true.
No, I didn't have any goals to be honest with you. I don't think I did. I just didn't want to
Okay.
be a PK. I'm being honest, y'all. Just
And that's what we
straight up.
want you to be. Thank you. Robbie, what about you?
I would never say that I never got to accomplish or any of the goals that I wanted to, but it was always in the back of my mind about doing something as to how it may be a reflection of, the church per se. If I, did do music and it wasn't gospel that I was doing, or if
Yes, sir.
I when became a part of this and it wasn't a part of like a church, then what? And
Yeah.
I feel like there were some opportunities that I passed up that weren't
Yeah.
that
Yes, sir.
weren't necessarily churchy, that, not having the mindset that I have now, kind of wish that I may have taken, but things happen for a reason.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo! Okay, so it is the 1 o'clock mark. I just wanted to see what you all thought about that goals. I gotta let y'all go. I thank you so much for coming to the Mattia show. I'm gonna keep my word and not ask you one more question. But I did say we need to do one more thing because we can't just let it leave on that end note. Do you mind walking someone through the plan of salvation or introducing someone to Christ in this moment? Maybe 5 to 30 seconds. Whoever would like to go first.
Prophetess.
Before y'all do that, let me set it up. Let me set it up. So we thank you so much for tuning into the Mattia show today for a PK series part 2. We thank you all for your comments, all of your support. Let me just read what Auntie Gogo saying. She said, our goal as PKs was going to church back then. And that is my Auntie Gogo. And I can't wait for that interview coming up. But we want to set this up right. It is so important that you all come to Christ. Thank you, Koopy. This was great, family. Thank you all so much. I'm going to get to the comments and we're going to get into it. Good conversation. Thanks, y'all. It is so important that you all come to Christ, especially in these last days. I know you've been hearing that. These are the last days, but this is seriously the last days. And I'm going to get out of the way and let my brother and sister admonish you to come to Christ.
So let me just say this to the PKs that are not retired. Strive to be who God called you to be. Know your purpose in Him, not your father or your mother. However, honor your father and your mother. Do the work in the ministry. Help them in that. Support them, because sometimes they're not going to get the support that they need from the community that they're ministering and so forth. Try to support and minister to them, empower them, pray for them. Learn to you know don't do like what we did. We was ready to just be like poo poo. Pray. Allow the Holy Spirit to guide you. Always have a relationship with Jesus Christ, not the relationship that Jesus Christ has with your father and your mother. Stay in your word daily. Pray. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be perfect. However, the Lord will see you through this. Love your parents. Don't despise the training and the upbringing. Like my brother was saying, don't resent the things you go through. Take it as a lesson. Eventually, you'll understand the older that you get. Why you have to go through it, or what you have to go through. Anybody that's out there that doesn't know the Lord Jesus Christ, personally, he's a good friend. Better than anybody. I mean, he'll listen to you, he'll talk to you, he'll help you, he'll comfort you, he'll pray with you through it. Lean not to your own understanding. Always acknowledge him in everything that you do. If you need, how can I say, he's just the best person to just be in your life. If you need empowering, if you need substance, he's there. Let me put on my readers right quick, because I have to remind myself every day. I put this in a reminder. It says that if God isn't enough for you, no person ever will be. He will show you your worth. He came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. We're not here to stay on this earth, but receive him into your life. He is the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. If you accept him, he would be the best thing ever. And I love you, and thank you, Mattia, for this opportunity. And I love all y'all out there.
You're welcome. Thank you, Geneva. You said if God isn't enough for you, no one will ever be. Did you hear that? If God isn't enough for you, no one will ever be. Please take these nuggets that she's giving you all and apply them to your life. Robbie, do you mind sharing?
Sure. I too want to admonish not just the PKs, but if there's anyone else who is watching, to definitely get to know Jesus and having Jesus with you, especially in these. I hate to use the word troubling and turbulent, but it's just the sign of the times that we're experiencing, that we're all going through. Um, and I'm grateful to have a relationship with Christ right now, because even with all the reports and with all the doom and gloom, that having that relationship with Jesus has been one of, if not been the best thing that has helped me keep my sanity. Um, and it's just very simple. And Geneva and Mitt has they've been hitting on it all pretty much this entire time, is to getting to know him for yourself, and not knowing the Jesus that your father or your mother or my aunts and my uncles have always talked about, but getting to know him for yourself and having a personal relationship with Jesus allows you to talk to him in a way in which you both will understand. And it's not always that down south deacon prayer where you got a Father Abraham, Father of Isaac, Father me too. But it could be as simply as Jesus. Like, come on,
That's
like,
it.
ugh,
That's
like
it.
I need you to. If you don't do something, I don't want to. I will, but if I do, it's not gonna be. It may not turn out how I want to, but it
Yes, sir.
is. It is simple, and just as a even now, I need Jesus just like everybody else. I have fallen short plenty of times, plenty of occasions, but I think that also what has kept me humble when I have to approach the throne,
Yes, sir.
knowing just
Yes, sir.
how my propensity is. I could be here one day, then the next day I may not be feeling it, but thankfully Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So that's that.
Y'all better minister. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Robbie just took us to church. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna run to
He
the
said, "We don't need
altar.
no pulpit. We don't need
I
no
gotta run
pulpit.
to the
We
altar
good. We
after
good."
that. Wait a minute. That hit me. That hit me. Yes, sir. Thank you all so much. I hope that you all heard something that stirred up your pure mind and that you can use for practical living. A lot of time we spend so much time telling people what to do, but we need practical living. Apply this. Apply these teachings. Thank y'all, because like I said, you all have some of the most brilliant minds. And I know that the Holy Spirit has been giving you all visions and innovations and y'all siblings to go into the future of church. Will y'all come back? Will y'all come back?
Yes,
Because I think we
Sure.
have some more things to hit on. And maybe we
yes.
can get y'all siblings in. Cause yeah.
All
We
of
gotta we
us,
gotta
or
I don't know if it'll let
Clown
all of us, but
Central,
we'll see.
honey. Them Manaways is crazy, child.
Oh,
Look, she gonna blame it on y'all, Robbie. I gotta let y'all go. I gotta let y'all
I'm
go.
used to it. It's all good. I'm used to
Thank you,
it.
PKs,
You
Matia,
welcome,
Geneva,
Mama Gloria.
and
You
Robbie.
welcome.
Let's see what Joseph said because we missed that real quick. She says she loves. He said he loves. Oh, excuse me. He
I
said
love
he
you,
loves
Joe. You know
us.
I see you all
I
the
love
time
you,
in
man.
pre-chat.
I know. We love you. We love you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Are there any closing thoughts from you all? Because I'm done.
Oh,
Yes,
thank
I
you,
just want to
Matia.
leave a plug. I just want to leave a plug. July 29th, I believe it is. I don't have the exact date.
It is. It
My
is.
my sister Arja Bria Manaway is going to be releasing her single. I'll follow you on all platforms: Apple Music, Google Play. So, and everybody go out buy that and support.
I'll follow you, Robbie. I'll follow you.
Yes.
I'll follow you. Okay. On all
Congratulations,
digital.
Bree.
Yes, congratulations. Look, congratulations. If y'all was at the concert, we heard this song. I mean, was it a concert or live CD release?
That was a
Live CD
recording.
recording. Live CD
Yeah.
recording. I was there too. So let me post this up. July 29th, Bria Manaway. I'll follow you on all digital outlets. Please make sure y'all do that. Please make sure y'all support. We have to support our own. Bria is a phenomenal worship leader. Didi saying, yes, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So y'all make sure you do that, do that, do that. Geneva, do you have any closing thoughts?
You guys be safe out here. Coronavirus is still in the land. Be wise as a serpent and
Coronavirus.
harmless as a dove. Wear your mask. Wash your hands, your whole body. This ain't a game. So you
It's
guys
not.
just please be careful. Take care of yourselves.
Amen.
Yes. And thank y'all so much for tuning in and staying with us. We are done. This is the Mattia Show. And this has been PK Series Part 2. Interviewing Robert Manaway Jr. and Geneva D. Hardy. Thank y'all so much. Keep having a good
Bye.
You're
day and good
welcome.
weekend. And Robbie, I really need that tape. I need that tape.
Send me text me your email and like I said, I'll drop it in the Dropbox.
Okay, I'll do that. You guys keep having a good one. Are we saying happy 4th? Or are we saying what we saying? Happy Black History Month?
Be safe on this federal holiday on today.
All right.
Amen.
It's a federal
Celebrate
holiday, so be safe.
blessings. Yes. And make sure y'all get that on July 29th. Bria Manaway. I'll follow you. Thank y'all. Have a good
Love
rest of the
y'all.
day.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
All right. We got to do this after show. After show, after show, after show. Real quick. Look, it is the 4th of July and I don't want to hold y'all, but wasn't that epic? Wasn't it epic? I still have so many more questions that I want to ask them because I think that they have some of the most brilliant minds, like I said, and they are the ones that can figure this out. I can't wait to see what other siblings will come on with them. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Wasn't Robbie, I'm calling him Robbie, that's my cousin, Robert Manaway Jr. and Geneva D. Hardy, weren't they incredible? They were so open, they were so transparent and so free. I want you all to remember these things. The first family, they are humans too, okay? Let's have a little bit more empathy. Let's respect their time. Let's respect their family time. And really, you don't have to listen to me, but these are suggestions for boundaries today. Don't call anybody before 9 a.m. if it's not an emergency, okay? And don't call them after 9 p.m. if it's not an emergency. Let's respect the first family. And then this, if you hear some gossip about the first family or anyone in their family, don't tell nobody else. And matter of fact, stop the person that you hear from and say, you know what? Let's not talk about them. Let's pray for them because that's what we do for y'all. All right, God bless you. Keep having a great day and stay encouraged, stay safe, wear your mask if you go out. We're still in a pandemic. I'm not going to prophesy, I'm not going to quote nobody, but I want y'all to stay safe. God wants us to be safe. He wants us to live. Christ came that we would have a life and life more abundantly. God bless you. Jesus is Lord, and thank y'all. Have a great day.